So today we have to talk about this situation, and obviously this is something that is going back, and it's Tina Charles talking about the entire situation for the Indiana Fever with Caitlin Clark. And I said this at the time, like, Tina Charles, if you watch this and anything can look bad on a freeze frame. Like, Tina Charles did not punch Caitlin Clark in the back. Watch it in real time. Like, she was walking towards her. And if you guys know what this is a freeze frame of, so she's walking towards Caitlin Clark. Marina Mabry's already knocked Caitlin Clark, and her hand, like, she knocked Caitlin Clark into Tina Charles' fist. Tina Charles did not punch Caitlin Clark. She did go and start doing that into her face. And by the way, with her left arm, she did connect with her left arm. But like, she's talking about it, and I just don't really feel that comfortable because of the fact that we know if Caitlin Clark had done this, people aren't joking about it. We know, like, if this happened, like, we know that Tina Charles would never be joking. Let's just say if Alyssa Thomas was still in the Sun, and when Alyssa Thomas chokeslammed Angel Reese, like, you know that there wouldn't be any talk about this being a funny situation and Marina gonna Marina. Like, no one's gonna say Alyssa's gonna Alyssa when she's arguably the dirtiest player in the league. So, and look, it's the same thing where it's like, you're not necessarily gonna laugh about it on a podcast as a teammate in that situation. But at the same time, and like, I'd make the Sophie Cunningham one is different because it was in retaliation. And I think I have no issue with JC Sheldon going after Sophie Cunningham after the fact. Like, Sophie Cunningham committed a hard foul. What she did was significantly a lesser of the two here. Of Marina Mabry and Sophie Cunningham. What she did was a lot less dangerous. She didn't blindside somebody who was holding their eye. And still, this is what Tina Charles said talking about on Superbird's podcast.
But insert pictures here. I sent you these pictures after, the big, what was it? The scrum. Connecticut Sun versus Indiana Fever.
They were like
I feel like it was like the perfect depiction of New York at the start. Because you were like, no.
Yeah, I was like, yo.
You had your finger, yeah.
And then what's crazy is everybody's like, yo, you punched it in the back. And I'm like, nah, I was just like.
I know, so that's the funny part.
You got it.
Clip number 1, slide number 1. Tina going, yo.
Like, yo, chill out, watch yourself. Just watch yourself.
This is right after JC and Caitlin got into a little bit.
And I mean that when I'm like, at the same, like, a lot of people are like, oh, she went up to Caitlin Clark and was like, watch yourself, when Caitlin didn't do anything. Look, it's sports. You are, most of the time, in sport, even if your teammate is wrong, you are defending your teammate. Like, I have on the court back in my day gotten into it with some of my not good friends. Got into it with people I'm friends with on behalf of people on my team that I fucking hated. Like, it has happened in school games and stuff that I have defended people that I couldn't stand just because they were my teammates. But at the end of the day, it's like, that is what it is. Even if your teammate's in the wrong, sometimes you gotta stand up for your teammate. Because at the end of the day, look, it's a battle. It's you versus them. And you've got to be all on the same page.
You see Caitlin push her, you go, yo!
Yeah,
to
just
Caitlin.
watch yourself.
Then Mabry comes in.
Yeah, Marina though.
Yeah, knocks her down. And then you see Tina go, it wasn't me. Immediately.
But yeah, I'm still like talking my shit like
this is the one part until this I had a problem with. This is the one part I had a problem with this entire interview. Is that, like, Tina Charles very much is like, yeah, I didn't do that. And it's like, oh, Marina's gonna Marina and whatever about writing her off. If you're gonna have the attitude of Marina's gonna Marina, and you're not criticizing Marina maybe for that, you can't criticize Sophie. If you criticize one, maybe you can criticize the other. But look, they're the same player. If Sophie Cunningham was on the Sun and she did that to Caitlin Clark, Marina Mabry would have done the exact same thing to JC Sheldon. Because let's be real. JC Sheldon took out Sid Colson's knee. JC Sheldon was involved in a thing rolling her ankle, Sophie Cunningham. JC Sheldon was the person who started all by eye gouging Caitlin Clark. So at the end of the day, look, people are like, oh, why did she not go after Mabry? Mabry wasn't on the floor, and JC Sheldon was more responsible for the whole thing than Marina Mabrey. But yeah, this is it. Where this is the one thing I do have a problem for, is that like what she says after the Marina got a Marina.
Comes in.
Yeah, Marina
knocks
go Marina
Caitlyn-
though.
Yeah, knocks her down, and then you see Tina go, "It wasn't me." Immediately.
But
I
yeah,
didn't do
I'm
it.
still like talking my shit. Like, yeah,
But
just
I
chill
didn't do
out,
that.
chill out.
Yo, I was crying.
I know everybody was
I was
hitting me
crying.
up.
It was
Like, so she basically said she is standing over Caitlin Clark shit talking her right now. I'm like, that's not. She's already been knocked on her ass. You've already been like, yeah, I didn't do that. And look, you even know in that situation where it's like, there's a difference between standing up for your teammates and blindsiding them. Like, what Marina Mabrey did is objectively wrong. And like, everyone that's been in these sports scuffles knows. Like, look, you don't have to be a fighter to get in someone's face on a sports field. Like, that's realistically it. You don't have to be a fighter. Most of these teams, most of these players are not fighters. Let's be real. Most of the league are not wanting to fight somebody. Even the people getting in people's face do not want to fight somebody. And let's be real, Angel Reese will get in everybody's face. Angel does not want to fight anybody. Most players don't. Sophie Cunningham, maybe. Marina Mabrey, who knows? Sophie Cunningham, maybe not. Kat Copper might fight somebody. Liza Thomas might fight somebody. But she's essentially said she has stood over Caitlin Clark shit talking her right now. And I'm like, there's a big difference between standing up for your teammate and seeing your opponent getting blindsided and standing over them talking shit to them. Like, there's a big difference in that, by the way. There's a big difference. Like, up until she said that, I'm like, yeah, I still don't think she did not punch Caitlin Clark in the back. She absolutely did not punch Caitlin Clark in the back. Like, that is something that you can see a freeze frame to make anything look bad. She did not punch Caitlin Clark in the back. She 100% did connect on when she was doing that to her. She kind of half connected with this, but the thing was not a punch in the back. Let's be real. Let's be real. You can freeze frame anything. But like, everyone being like, Tina Charles is innocent. Tina Charles shouldn't have had any technical fouls. I'm like, if the ref is right there and she is standing over a person who's just been blindsided, just out there shit talking them, like, yeah, obviously that's technical foul. And that's where the kind of line, for me, that's where the line is drawn. But at the end of the day, look, is this the biggest deal in the world? No. It's basketball-esque. It's kind of a basketball situation. It's kind of a basketball situation. And it's remotely related to basketball. But at the end of the day, look, there are much bigger fish to fry. It is something that we need to talk about because people care. And hopefully we can go into this Dallas Wings game later on today and we can talk basketball. And yeah, that's the thing. I got this video up. I got some videos about Howard and Caitlin. And then we are going to, we're going to hopefully be talking basketball for the rest of the day. But anyway, that's the video. I'll see you guys.